Hey everybody, I'm Corey Poulin. Welcome to the Square Wave. Today I have for you this thing called the Ergo. What it is a room correction tool that is used to make your shit sound better. As you see, I've got a speaker there, a speaker there. And here's the room. Now you can see there's a lot of shit in this room that affects the way sound travels to my ears from these speakers. So what this little thing does is it uses an algorithm that outputs a frequency that it can predict and adjust that frequency that it hears until it's as accurate as it can be. And it saves it into this little device and stores it, outputs it through the speakers, and cleans it up so that you have kind of a starting point or a blank slate to work with your sound. It helps clear up bass that gets amplified in the corners of your room and all sorts of other cool stuff like that. So first I'm going to show you guys a little thing that I mocked up for it to show you exactly how this thing should be used, and we'll go from there.
Let's say the square box is your studio. In your studio, you put a desk, a pair of monitors, and you here in the middle. Now, because of the simplicity of your studio, the path of the audio from the monitors to your ears is fairly predictable. Since there's not many variables in this setting, sound that travels from the speakers is negligibly affected by the time it reaches your head, resulting in you hearing a very accurate sound. The average hobbyist's home studio is far from this ideal situation though. Usually there are some racks holding stuff there, shit all over the desk, a keyboard here, the room is a ridiculous shape, your studio is actually your bedroom, this wall is made of bricks, and this wall is cellophane. When it's all said and done, you have introduced a very large number of variables to the formula and a very complex audio path, resulting in issues like phasing, lobing, frequency filtering, and sometimes even reverb or delay. It's important to remember that the reason you spend good money on fancy schmancy monitors is that you wanted to hear exactly what was coming out of your console or PC. In a nutshell, what the Ergo does is output a predictable signal and listen to that signal from different parts of your room and make adjustments until the output matches the input, therefore putting your studio back in its proverbial little box. The setup is pretty easy. You just place it right in line before your monitors, hook it up to a PC, install, and then you calibrate. The calibration process is done by bouncing a mic around your room while it outputs a sound effect. But then we run into what is possibly my biggest problem with this thing. What the fuck is that? Excuse me while I go wash the ashes of the cross I just burned off my hands.
So there are like a few things about the Ergo that I'm not a huge fan of. First of all, I think it's a little expensive. At retail, it retails for like $700, and I think you can get it on Amazon for like $500. It's a lot of money to a lot of people. So my suggestion to people who aren't like comfortable with spending that much money on something they don't understand very well would be to find someone who owns one, which is probably difficult, or go to Guitar Center and try to use it within their return policy. It kind of suffers from the same problem that Best Buy has. If you go to Best Buy and you see all those TVs are really like cool looking, but you tell yourself, I'm never gonna buy a 3D TV. What is this shit? But you kind of have to get it in your house in order to fully appreciate it. If you go over to someone's house and they show you the A/B between it, yeah, you might hear a difference, but it's not going to really have the same impact. You really have to hear it in your own element in order to understand what the Ergo can do. Another issue is that the damn device has this teeter-totter problem where you've got all this bullshit hanging out of the back here, to hook it up to your monitors and hook it from my Mo 2, that it's pretty top heavy, if that makes sense. Like, all this shit's pulling on the back. If you had it too far to the back of, like, this is sitting on my printer right now. If you had it too far on the back of your printer, the thing would just freaking fall off, you know. It's kind of doing this thing. Oops.